Billy was 7 years old when his grandmother died. Billy was at school when it happened. Mr. Lee, the principal, came to Billy's classroom door and asked Billy to come to the office. The last time that had happened, a social worker was also waiting in Mr. Lee's office. She had asked questions about Billy's mother. After that, Billy went to live with his grandmother. Though Billy loved his grandmother, he missed his mother because he hadn't seen her for a long, long time. This time, when he went to Mr. Lee's office, he hoped maybe the social worker would tell him that his mom was better now and could take care of him. Billy walked into Mr. Lee's office. A man in a suit was sitting down. He had Billy's camp bag beside him. Billy wondered how he'd got it. He knew that Nana had put it on the top shelf of his closet when he got back from camp. It was really hard to reach unless he dragged the step stool from the bathroom into his bedroom. This man looked tall, though. Billy bet that he didn't need a step stool to reach high places. The man stood up and asked Billy to sit down, which seemed pretty silly to Billy, but he did it anyway. Mr. Lee didn't join the man and Billy. Instead, he closed the door and waited in the secretary's office. Billy was really confused. He began to feel scared. The man said,
"Billy, I have to tell you something really sad. Can you listen very carefully?"
"Okay, I guess," Billy said as he fidgeted on the chair. He was pretty sure he wasn't in trouble, but you never knew what grown-ups would think is wrong. Billy looked at the man's shoes. They weren't very shiny. The last social worker had shiny red shoes and she smelled nice. This man smelled okay, but it was different. This man's shoes had laces, too. Billy didn't know how to tie his shoes yet, and he wanted to ask the man how old he'd been when he learned how, but he thought he'd better wait until the serious talk was over. Maybe he was going back to camp. The man said,
"Billy, my name is Mr. Mike Murphy, and I'm a social worker. I brought your clothes with me because there has been a problem at home."
Mr. Murphy then asked,
"Billy, do you know that your Nana is getting older?"
Billy said, "Yes, we just had lots of fun at her birthday party a few weeks ago." Mr. Murphy then said,
"Billy, your grandmother died this morning."
After that, Billy had trouble hearing anything else that Mr. Murphy said. He put his head down and started to cry. Nana's bird, Sophie, had died last year, and she never came back. So Billy knew that dying meant Nana wasn't ever coming back either. Mr. Lee came into the office and put his hand on Billy's shoulder.
"I'm so sorry, Billy,"
he said. Mr. Murphy told Mr. Lee that Billy would be leaving school and would be away for a few days, at least until after the funeral. Billy didn't know what a funeral was, but he figured he would ask about that later. Right now, his head hurt, and he felt like throwing up. He felt sad and scared and angry all at the same time. He also wondered who was going to feed his cat, Miffy. When it was time to go, his feet followed Mr. Murphy, but Billy couldn't stop crying and thinking about his Nana. "Who is going to take care of me now?"